Mrs. Wald. I'm trying to figure out the camera, so hopefully you can see me. But today we are going to make a spring craft, and we're going to make flowers out of coffee filters. So first I want to show you the materials that we need. We need markers. We have blue, some green shades,
and some yellow, and
yellow,
pink, and red,
pink, orange, yellow, red. And yes, as parents, you can prompt your child to tell you what color they are. So I have on hand these kind of coffee filters, which are not white. So we're going to see how it turns out. But if you have the white ones, that's even better. We need spray bottles filled with water. And then I have a timer here. Sometimes it's hard to have the kids sit at the table for a certain amount of time without being distracted or running away. So the timer can be used as a way to say, okay, we're going to sit here for 5 minutes and do this activity for 5 minutes. And when the timer goes off, we can be all done. So right now I'm going to set mine for, I'm going to set it for 7 minutes here. But you may find that your child can only sit for 5. So, okay, are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so I got this craft offline, the idea, I got it online, and they said to keep the reds and yellows and pinks together, and then keep the blues and greens together. Otherwise, if you do all of them, then they will turn out to be brown. So we're going to take the tops off the markers, and then you can start coloring.
Coloring this?
Yep. Oh, and I forgot to say I have cardboard also on the table, just because when we spray them with water, I don't want it getting all over my table because the colors will bleed.
I can't color. It's not working.
So they can draw things, they can just color, whatever.
Did it, Mommy?
You did? What did you make?
It's not working, Mommy.
Good job.
Mommy, it's not
They could write their
working.
name. Okay. So we are working on
This one get mine.
grasp.
So mine can
We are working on wrist stabilization, how her wrist and forearm are down while she's holding the marker and coloring. That gives more fine motor control. And then he's holding the coffee filter while coloring, which is bilateral integration skills.
Can I spray it now, Mommy? It's all
Yep.
colorful.
So if you have a child whose attention span is about that, it was about maybe 3 minutes there.
Mommy.
So I'm gonna let him spray. Do you want pink or green?
Pink.
Pink, okay. So here's where we're working on hand strengthening. He's going to have to spray. Go ahead and spray right on the filter. Yep, can you pull it? Yep, and here, you can even hold it a little further back. Yep, probably about a good, I'm gonna move it up because
Go.
till it's probably soaked.
Whoa.
Very good, and you can see how it's running right here. Okay, so we have to wait for them to dry before we can make it into a flower. Do you want to make another one?
Yeah. I want to make it into a brown flower.
Hi guys, we're back. So the coffee filters dried, and I tried it first to make sure it would come out good. And this is the flower. And I thought it looked pretty cute. So I'm going to show you how to make the flower part. You do need a pipe cleaner, or you can use a popsicle stick and put a rubber band on it. You can use flower wire. You can get creative and use whatever you have in your home. So I'm going to take 2 of the blank ones, or not the blank ones, 2 that I had. This one's still wet. Here we go. So I'm going to put them on top of each other, and you can do as many as you want, but I'm going to do 2 because mine are cones, so it's almost like having 4 anyways. So I'm going to put them on top of each other, fold it in half, and then take the top and fold it back on itself. I'm going to flip it over, fold it back on itself like that. And then I'm going to do it again. So now I'm going to fold it again. And then back on itself. It's going to be really hard because, again, I have the cone-shaped ones. And then I'm going to flip it over. And I might only be able to get it back once. So you can see here. Okay. So, pretty tight now. I'm going to take a pipe cleaner. And did you know that when you fold and you're pressing it down, that actually gives your system some proprioceptive input, which is heavy work on your joints. And it also helps children to know, I talk about force a lot because it is something you have to learn how to use, how much force you put on something. So sometimes kids will barely touch it and it won't make a crease if they're trying to fold something. So learning how to touch it hard enough to make that crease. Also, I'm sure some of you know, kids will slam the door, use too much force. So we're just learning a lot about how to regulate how much force we're using when we do activities. Okay, so if you have it all wrapped around the bottom, and you can kind of start to separate the sides. I'm just going to pull apart. Again, this is another, I know I talked about bilateral integration skills before, so I'm holding it here and I'm using my other hand to separate. Those are the kinds of things, skills, hand skills we need to button and to cut, to write, to be able to hold the paper and write. And I guess you can really make it look however you want, however you prefer. You can keep pulling it out, you can crinkle it in, but there you have it. Looks like a flower. So our final OT lesson, after we make the beautiful flowers, is of course to write our letter. So what letter are we going to do? Can you take a guess? Well, we just made flowers. And flowers start with, what letter might that be? Did you guess F? If you guessed F, you're right. Give yourself a round of applause. Good job. So you know, for uppercase letters, we start our letters at the top. Now, since this is a video, it's going to be backwards for you, but we're going to put your finger in the air. We're going to start at the top. For F, we go long line down, frog jump, ribbit to the top, little line across, and we go to the middle line, middle, little line in the middle. Did you do it? Should we practice one more time? Let's get your finger out. We're going to start at the top. Long line down, frog jump to the top, ribbit, little line across, little line in the middle. Good job! You're ready to do it on paper. So you can find anything that you want. If you want to use a dry erase board, a chalkboard, or just a piece of paper, that is totally fine. I'm going to use a pink crayon because I like pink, and pink is a springtime color. So I'm going to put a little circle here at the top, because where do we start our letters? At the top. Okay, I'm going to start here, long line down, frog jump to the top, ribbit, little line across, and then we're going to go to the middle, little line in the middle. Did you do it? If you did, have your mom or dad take a picture and they can send it to me. I would love to see your letters. Okay, I'm gonna do it one more time, and this time I'm gonna use green because I love seeing all the green at springtime. I see green when I walk around my house and I see plants that are starting to come up out of the ground. Where do you see green? You can always have your mom or dad answer the question on Facebook and let me know. I would love to know where you see green during the springtime. Okay, here's our last time doing F. I'm gonna start at you got it, at the top. Long line down. Frog jump to the top, ribbit. Little line across. Little line in the middle. And we have our F. Good job. I'm so proud of you for working so hard at home. High five. Woo, woo. All right, you take care and I'll see you next time. Bye.